Hey guys, I need to tell you something. I'm quitting the youth choir. Don't worry, I'm not quitting YouTube even though I've been doing it for the past few months. I've been trying to figure out how to make this video, mainly because Canon and Sony have released 2 new cameras and I've been wanting to do spec reviews on them since they've been released, but I thought first I need to do this video so that I don't put it off endlessly. And just so that I don't leave you confused about the whole youth choir thing, I'm not quitting because it's not fun anymore. If you know, you know. But rather because I'm 21 and I'm starting my apprenticeship this fall. So I thought it's time for me to start a new chapter of my life. And me quitting youth choir, it doesn't mean that I'm quitting music entirely. I'm going to have to look for other chances to do music, like singing in a different choir or joining a band or something like that. Anyway, let's get into the actual reason that I wanted to make this video. You may have noticed my talking about the next camera that I'm going to buy. And I've been eyeing the Sony a7 IV even before it was released. But if I'm completely honest, especially with my starting the apprenticeship this fall, it wasn't really in the cards to buy a $3,000 camera. So yeah, I'm filming on the new camera right now. As I said, I've had my eye on the a7 V for a long time, but it wasn't really in the cards yet. The a7C2 is much more budget friendly and is basically just a smaller a7 IV. Also, to make this whole setup work, I put some money into the budget version of the Holy Trinity of lenses. But before I tell you about the lenses, I would like to share some specs of the a7C2. First of all, the 33 megapixel BSI CMOS sensor, the 759 phase detection autofocus points with subject tracking, and the Bionz XR Plus processor. Lucas from the edit here. Apparently I forgot to list a few specs. These specs are 4K up to 60 frames per second with an APS-C crop, and 4K oversample from 7K without a crop up to 30 frames per second, and 10-bit 422 internal recording, as well as S-Cinetone, S-Log3, and the possibility to import personal LUT. And the camera also has 5-axis in-body image stabilization. It has an ISO range of 100 to 51,200, expandable up to 50 to 204,800, a burst rate of 10 frames per second, and a body-only weight of 410 grams or 1.13 pounds. So far, as I've already mentioned, my first impressions are overall good. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of the 4K 60 crop and the 10 frames per second maximum burst rate, and something that also bothers me is that the EVF isn't top in the center, but rather to the far left above the LCD, and it also isn't really comfortable. But luckily, SmallRig does offer an option to make that more comfortable, and I've linked it down in the video description below. In fact, I've linked every single product that I mention in this video down below. Now let's get to the budget version of the Holy Trinity of lenses. Usually when someone's talking about the Holy Trinity or the Hebrew Trinity of lenses, they're talking about 3 specific lenses. A wide-angle lens like a 16 to 35 or a 15 to 35, mostly with the aperture of 2.8. Then a 24 to 70, also 2.8. And then a 70 to 200, 2.8. So it spans the focal ranges from 15 or 16 to 200 millimeters. The budget version for Sony that I've found in my research is the 16 to 35 f4 by Sony Zeiss. The 24 to 70 f4, also by Sony Zeiss. Sony G, I'm not sure if it's a G Master, so I'm not going to say G Master. 70 to 300 f4.5 to 5.6. They're all image stabilized, so they add, I think, another 2 stops of image stabilization to the image. And now that we've got that out of the way, here are some pictures that I've taken in the past few months since I got this camera. To say that I'm really excited to see what comes next with this camera and these lenses. So subscribe and leave a like if you want to see what the future brings, and see ya.